Hi, this is Attorney Mike Griffin coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today I've got a fun one. I did a live stream today and it was called Lake Fight Aftermath. And then I had to go because I had other cases, but I hear there was another good one on the call. There was, and we're going to call this one Strange Love in Court. Let's do it.
Now, I've got Mr. Jones in his mobile headquarters, and I've got, I think, Miss Love, but I can't tell.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Love. All right. All right, call the next matter is People versus Michelle M. Love. Is that you? Miss Love? Can you hear me? Can you unmute your microphone?
Yes, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I don't recognize you. You've got big glasses, a mask, and a wig on. I can't even tell if that's you under there. Could you take your mask off?
I'm in a public place, so I can't, Your Honor.
Then you're going to have to drive to Michigan for me to do this sentence. You look like you're...
I'll take it down. I'll take it down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This right here sets the tone for the whole thing. This blue hair, the mask, the saying I'm doing my sentencing in a public place. Of course, it's a lie. She's doing it because she doesn't want to be on this. I don't know why she's embarrassed, or it might affect her current life, whatever the case may be. But she's not being honest, and that just carries through this whole thing.
I can confirm for court that that's her voice and that's her. I've met with Michelle in my office talked to her prior to coming to court today as well. I can confirm voice.
All right. This is the time and date for sentencing on a probation violation matter. The defendant was charged in file 172231 FY with home invasion in the first degree. She entered a plea and was put on a probation. She pled an illegal entry. She was given 12 months probation, 31 days credit 1, and 30 days were deferred. She was ordered to pay restitution in this matter, and the case has had a tortured history since that time. Earlier this fall, the defendant retained Mr. Beckett Jones, and she turned herself in here in our county, I believe on September 7th, 6th or 7th. She was released by me on September 14th. I think she spent 8 days in jail. She admitted to the probation violation of failing to report, and the matter was set for sentencing today. Mr. Jones was filing pleadings on behalf of the defendant, and the defendant was filing pleadings on behalf of the defendant. Miss Love, I can't see you. All I can see is the top of your head.
I'm sorry.
And the rule is if defendant is represented by counsel, they're represented by counsel. They're not representing themselves. And so the defendant kept making demands of the court staff for documents we had already given to Mr. Jones. Unfortunately, Gina Wagner, who is an outstanding probation agent, is no longer with us. I'm sure Gina would have an opinion on this if she were here, but Miss Love's probation agent is deceased. Her original recommendation was to revoke the probation and order the balance of 30 days jail and hold the restitution in a payment plan. Mr. Jones, what would you like me to know?
There's a few things that I'd go over, Your Honor. I do think that very objectively, very honestly, as an officer of the court, that Ms. Love has due cause to have some concerns about the case and some advice that she was given during the pendency of the case.
This is going to come back to bite this attorney. I edited this a lot because his connection is not very good and his argument was very long. He generally does a fine job, but right here he points the finger at her prior counsel and the judge, and Judge Middleton does not like it.
I think her initial belief when she turned herself in, based on I had with the prosecutor's office beforehand, is that she was likely to get a PR bond and then, be able to go about her business with schooling in New York on the day that she turned herself in. She is pursuing everything to the best of her ability in her life.
Let me stop that for just a moment. It's easy to second guess 4 years after the fact based on what was told to you by your client. The prosecutors that were in office at that time and her lawyer, Mr. Bush, and me spent a great amount of time trying to get to where we got to in this.
As usual, watch Deborah's face through all of this. She's not buying any of it, and I don't blame her.
Oscar says hit like and subscribe. Well, and hit the bell notification. Thanks, Oscar. I always forget that.
This case, we didn't just throw a dart at the wall and see where it stuck. Miss Love is a difficult client to deal with. She has very strong opinions about things. Every single thing in this matter was a struggle and continues to be so. I had extensive hearings regarding the circumstances and the amount of restitution. You're correct. There was a lot of bad feeling between her and the Gambrels. She has one version, they have another version. You haven't had the opportunity to hear their version. As Gina said, she was never remorseful, never accepting of responsibility, and resented being convicted and being on the probation.
So this is interesting just because Judge Middleton tends to be so nice, and he really is nice. But these people are testing it. The attorney general, I think, is a good attorney and going along, but he made a strategic error in pointing the finger at the prior hearing. That ship has sailed. We're past it, and the judge put a lot of time in this. And the prior attorney, the judge who's on here all the time, the judge has respect for. But think about it. She's got her attorney saying that to him. And then she's also making separate record requests from her attorney. That's just so obnoxious. And he gives him a little pushback here, but he's so nice, it's hard to see it. This with another judge could turn ugly real fast.
And she went AWOL for several years, and you're trying to put the train back on the track, which I greatly appreciate. But I was told that she was going into a registered nursing program, and I had reservations about whether she had the ability to do a registered nursing program.
Yeah, your reservations are correct because she was lying to you as you see as this goes on.
I looked up the website of the college she's at. It looks like an excellent institution. They have an excellent website. They have some excellent programs. And they talked about how competitive their nursing program is, and the standards are both for physical ability and mental ability and mental health ability. And so then after, that's what's in my mind, I'm directly asking her. Then I find out that it's some sort of lesser program, an EMT or something, but not nursing. The complainants are here, and if she stays there, they'll never have contact with each other again, which I think would suit Miss Love just fine and them as well. Miss Love.
That's what he makes his decision on right there. He just wants it over. She's in another state. He doesn't want to spend the resources.
You keep tilting your camera, and all I'm seeing is the top of your head.
Sorry.
All right. I kind of cut you off, Mr. Jones. Is there anything else you wish to say?
I would agree with the court in terms of what you just outlined. I am requesting that the court simply do a credit for time served, given the time that was recently served.
One additional issue, I'm sorry, were you finished? It's not ideal to have you reporting from your car. We don't have the greatest signal, and you break up a little bit here and there.
I ran out from one hearing into this one, and I apologize for that.
All right, one other matter. I'm going to hear from Ms. Love here in a moment. She's made several complaints about my office to the state court administrator's office.
Oh, what a nightmare. This is the judge saying to him more gently than he should, but just get your client in line. You got to tell him to knock it off. I've been here, I know.
For lack of providing her information that she's requested that we've provided to you. She's caused a great deal of aggravation for my staff and tried to make a complaint to the regional office of the state court administrator's office, requesting things that we have all provided to you. You get a transcript of the proceedings that you have to pay for, not the video. Although in this YouTube age, the things are available for viewing immediately thereafter. So let me ask.
Yeah, she could just watch it on Law Talk with Mike, but I don't think she'll like this version.
Ask you a question. Are you still in the program that you're in your college in New York?
Yes, I'm still working toward my degree, sir.
What is the degree?
Health studies.
What does that mean?
It means I'm going to be doing my nursing degree as soon as this matter in your court is resolved, because that has been blocking me from being eligible to proceed.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Well, I was told you were in some sort of a certification program, like an EMT or paramedic or something is what you told me. Is health studies a bachelor's degree?
Sir, as I just stated, I'm going to be doing my nursing degree, but before I could apply into any program, whether here or in Michigan, I had to resolve this issue.
Oh, that condescending tone. He's not stupid. You're lying. That's the problem here.
To be a qualified applicant.
Is health studies a associate's degree?
Just a general studies, as far as my understanding. And I will be getting a bachelor's in nursing as soon as this is wrapped up.
Have you been admitted yet into the nursing program?
As I just stated, I cannot
Stop.
apply because I don't
Okay, all right,
qualify
so-
as of yet to apply
Okay, so
because of this issue.
will you get some sort of a certification as an EMT or paramedic or something from the program you're in?
Well, you get licensed through the state
As what?
if you pass your clinicals.
She's never going to be licensed in any state, as you'll see.
As an EMT?
Yes,
All right,
that's my
there's a
understanding.
huge shortage of EMTs.
I know.
All right, now having made that clear as mud, what else would you like me to know? Is there anything else
There's
you want
nothing
to
else to state.
All right, Ms. Davis, anything you wish to add?
Yes, Your Honor. After the last hearing, I was just confused about what kind of transpired and the representations made by the defendant about this case being, the one thing that's holding her up. So I started looking into, her background and the information available to the public. She has multiple criminal cases from Calhoun County and Kalamazoo County. Now, granted, some of those were like a plea under advisement, but when I was getting so many that I ended up making a spreadsheet of them, and there are
I love that. There were so many I had to make a spreadsheet.
42 different entries on the spreadsheet. Now, some of those are civil matters, small claims, things like that, but there are definitely some causes for concern. She has an 11-page long driving record full of driving while license suspended and those sorts of things. She had a case of assault where she pled under advisement, and I think it was actually 2 charges. Yes, 2 counts of assault where she pled no contest under advisement, and then 6 months later they were dismissed. She had an hindering and obstructing police in Battle Creek that she pled no contest to in 2011. So I'm just not comfortable that she is being honest about anything, really.
Yeah, I'm going to say what she's saying, because she's a liar, pants on fire.
To her attorney, and that's difficult because as attorneys, we trust what our clients are saying. We give them the best information and advice that we can, but it's definitely hinges on what our clients are telling us. I don't believe that Ms. Love is taking responsibility for anything that she has done or failed to do over the past few years. And I would ask that the court consider all of that in deciding what to do with her today with this case. Thank you.
This case really isn't about the money. The money was sort of incidental. The Gambrels expressed they wish they had never met Miss Love. She had never come into their lives, and they never got involved in all this turmoil. She may feel exactly the same way about the Gambrels, wish she'd never met them in the first place, but that's the way they feel about her. This matter is now 4 years old. She's moved out of state. She hasn't paid any restitution, and you're right, she's never going to. I think the Gambrels would be willing to forego that just to not have to deal with this anymore. Restitution is due in the amount of $1,179. I'm just going to reserve on it. She got 1 day up front and the 8 days she spent for when she came back here. That's 9 days. Credit 9 days. Put this matter to a close. Probation is revoked. All right. I wish you the best of luck in New York. I hope you stay there. I hope we don't have to encounter this matter again. Your credibility with the court is not high, but I don't wish you any ill. I hope you can have a successful life out there that eluded you here, but you're free to go. Your probation is revoked. I did reserve on the restitution. As Mr. Jones indicated, it could be converted to a civil judgment.
Well, there you have it. I have serious doubts that she'll have a successful life. She puts me in mind of Susan Vassy, who I did. It was Karen's number 3. I'll put a link to that in the description below too. Just unrepentant, bitter. The disguise mixed with ordering her own records from the court, independent of her attorney, her attitude. I have very little faith that she will meet with success here. I don't, you always hope that someone can find it and turn it around, but I don't think she's gotten there yet. Here at Law Talk, we like to have fun with silly stuff that happens in court, and every once in a while, and completely by accident, I assure you, you might learn something. Thanks for watching.